Hi, I'm Ayesha.
And I'm Damien.
And this is our Domnion fertility story. We met when we were around 19 years old.
After grad school, we kind of reconnected in DC, and the rest was history. She was really fun and funny and very kind and caring, and instantly I knew that that's what I really needed in my life, and that I could really just see myself spending the rest of my life with her.
I always wanted kids. I didn't know how many kids I wanted. Probably, I told Damien, I was like, anywhere between 2 and 4 would be perfect. But yeah, I always imagined kids in our life, for sure.
I had always heard stories about how children, they make you want to be a better you, and how you can inspire them and to live a full and rich life full of fun and happiness.
So we started trying in 2015. And, we thought it was gonna be super easy.
We knew we wanted to have a child, and we wanted to begin our family, and things didn't work quite as well as expected.
After a month of us trying is when we got pregnant, and it was just so exciting because honestly, all of our friends got pregnant so quickly. So we were like, great, this is just how it's supposed to be. And so did our parents as well.
We had one miscarriage, and it was difficult for the both of us.
It was awful, actually, because I've never heard of anybody who had one, and I didn't have anybody to really talk to besides just like my family and Damien. Like, I didn't know anybody who also had a miscarriage. So it was really sad. And after the miscarriage, it was really early on. It was awful.
No one ever expects that, and no one most certainly thinks that it would ever happen to them.
Our doctor was like, have you tested your husband? And that's something we didn't really think about, just because it was just us being really young, and we just didn't really know that we had to test both of us. So we ended up getting him tested, and then Domnion Fertility was actually the clinic that tested him. So then we realized after we got back the analysis that we had to go to a clinic. And so we chose Domnion Fertility. I kept hearing it like on the radio, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, that's so crazy, because we were still trying, but we didn't really, think about it till, way later. We did some Google reviews, and we saw the doctors on YouTube. We did a lot of research with all the clinics around the area as well. We were living in the city in DC at the time, so I just felt it. We just felt safer after we went to Domnion, that was, it was gonna help us not have that same journey like we did when we were, without the clinic.
The same end result, and they were very comforting and assuring that there could be a brighter future for us, and that's what they delivered.
I think after about an hour of meeting with our doctor, we just knew that this was the doctor that was gonna help us with our journey.
And he provided us with the assurance that we were not alone, in that others suffer from the same problem, and that we were not alone, in that they were with us every step of the way moving forward.
They just, found out that we were unable to naturally have a genetically normal child, and that's something with Domnion that we really liked, was they did the genetic testing, and that's what we needed.
They took the time to explain
exactly
all their findings and provide us with all the options that we had available to us to be able to have a child.
It just felt so good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel scared anymore, because it just didn't feel like we were on this journey alone. We started our first cycle. We had genetic testing done, so they made it towards fertilization, but none of them was genetically normal. And so we talked to our doctor, and we just asked why. Like, how did this even happen? We're young, we're healthy. How did that happen? And they said it's just a fluke. There was no reason that it happened.
And then at that point, she wasn't certain how to proceed, moving forward, what we should do, if that's the fate that we needed to accept, or if we should, look into adoption.
I told him, I said, we gotta wait 90 days. I need to get my head together, need to make sure I'm emotionally there. And honestly, those 90 days, we didn't talk about babies. We didn't, we just focused on ourselves. And then 90 days exactly later, we decided to do our second cycle. We were different people, I think, coming into the second cycle because we were just much more realistic that there is a chance that it can't work, but we didn't harp on that. So I got a call, so it was actually from the nurse, and she was like singing, and she's like, "You're pregnant!" And so it was great. The numbers were really good, and
it just furthers, the feeling that you're not alone in this, and that you have like a cheer team of your own just there right behind you, supporting you.
Yeah, so after our second cycle, it was a success, and now we have a beautiful baby girl in our arms 9 months later. She came out, and it was the most magical thing we've ever seen because she was just the cutest little bundle of joy. So Leica is 2.5 years old. I wouldn't change anything from our journey. I'm so glad, like as crazy as it sounds, looking back at it, I'm glad the first time didn't work out because that wasn't our time. And it did work out the second time because we are just so blessed that it did work for us.
Yeah, through all the failures, through all the hardships, through all the, the tears and the sadness, it makes those moments, moments like these, very special.
So for anyone struggling with fertility issues or having miscarriage, know there's other people that are going through it. And, it's a long road, but there is gonna be something good at the end, and you just keep trying, and it's well worth it. And we wanna thank Domnion Fertility. You guys are truly the best, and great partners, and we really consider you part of our family.
This is Leica, and she is 2 years old. Thank you, Domnion Fertility.
Domnion Fertility, making miracles happen, one family at a time.